Welcome to the Jet Ski Kings Cup World Cup Grand Prix 2011 from Pattaya City in beautiful Thailand. You're joining us today while the weather is wonderful out here. Some great seas for the jet ski competition today. And of course, crowds are lined up on the beaches and in the stands to take in the wonderful activity that's going to be taking place here in just a moment. Before we get to that, however, we're just going to take a look at what else has been going on today. Of course, on the evening before the event, we had a wonderful dinner for all the participants, and of course, the King's Cup displayed for everyone to have a look at. This is the trophy that everyone is here for to compete and hopefully take home. The King's Cup, of course, is one of the biggest events around the world in the jet ski arena, and this cup is very special to any one of the champions who take it home because their names are engraved on that trophy, keeping a record, a historical record, year on year, who the champions are. The dinner, of course, was attended by participants, dignitaries, and officials. Mr. Sunit Vorapanya, the president of the TJSBA, made the opening welcome, while former Minister of Tourism and Sports, Mr. Sontia Kungplum, officially opened the event. Of course, throughout the event, we had Pro Ski Open, the Pro Sport GP, Pro Runabout 800 Open, the Pro Runabout Open, and the Pro Freestyle. Before we get into the races today, let's have a quick look at the race course. You'll see the blue line, that's from the starting point. That's the inside track that they have to take on their first lap around the course. Of course, the outside track, marked out in white, that's for the other 4 or 5 racers in the starting line and the starting lap of the race. Once they've done that first lap, then they've got a choice whether or not they're going to come back through on the inside track or the outside track. As you can see, this is after they've done the starting round. They'll be able to go all the way around. The blue line there showing the inside track. Depending on their strategy, racers can take either the outside, the white line, or they can take the blue line and see whether or not they can catch up or overtake some of the other racers in that race. You see that flashing red line up at the top. If any one of them hits one of those red or green buoys, or even one of the white ones, they have to take a penalty lap, and that basically means that red line, they have to take it outside of the course and then come back in on their favorite track, whether that's the white line or the blue line. We'll see what happens as these racers are about to take off. And in our first race today, the Pro Ski Open, the guys to watch are Steven Duliash from France and, of course, Kevin Reiterer from Austria. Duliash, of course, for the last 7 or 8 years has been the champ, but catching up is Reiterer. We'll have to see today who actually comes out on top in the races. From the beaches right here in Pattaya, of course, from Japan, a full contingent with Hideyuki Kurahashi on J2, Nobuki Nakagawa on J10, Misuo Hidaka on J9, and Naoki Sakurai on J6. And from the UAE, of course, 2 participants today, Omar Al-Rashid on 76 and Almur bin Huraz on UAE 3. And from Thailand, we've got 3 participants. The first one, Virapong Manicho on T6. Atit Wongpinta on T7 and Natagon Pupakdi on T9. From New Zealand, the only female participant, Kylie Elmers on 553. From the United States, Rick Shirker 912. And from Cambodia, Umu Sally on 3.
Well, about the spectators here, it's amazing, they cheer every rider up, and a lot of fans here who comes every year and to watch the races, and I know even some people from Austria and all over the world who just fly here because they want to watch these spectacular races.
And let's have a quick look at the highlights for the Moto Pro Ski Open. Starting off, it looked like it was a great start for everyone, although as we were coming around, Rashid, number 76 from UAE, took the lead, quite unexpectedly coming out of nowhere. Second place, Kurahashi from Japan on J2, although he looked like he was about to lose it around that boy there, is taken in second place. Where is Reiter and Duliash? Well, Duliash is in fourth place right there, trying to overtake the guy from Thailand. And does he do it just as they're coming around the front end? He actually manages to come into third place. There's Duliash in third place. Lots of excitement right here on this first moto. Of course, Reiter from Austria in sixth place. How's that possible? Of course, the race coming around the top end of the course, we'll have to see. There he is, 76, Omar Al-Rashid, taking the first place in the first moto of the Pro Ski Open. Let's have a quick look at the Moto 2 of the Pro Ski Open. Of course, coming in on the inside is Duliash. Outside, Kurahashi taking the lead over Duliash. Leader, of course, Kurahashi on J2 in the lead over Duliash. And, of course, Omar Al-Rashid nowhere to be seen. What's going to happen in this race? Well, we'll have to have a quick look and see whether or not Kurahashi can retain that lead. And, yes, he does. 12 laps around the course. And the winner for this one is Kurahashi, taking first place in Moto number 2. After 2 motos, looks like Kurahashi could actually take the grand prize away for this Pro Ski Open.
今年は4回目に、パタヤ来てます。今回はタイの方で、サポートしていただいた方々に、いい結果を残して恩返ししたいなと思っています。やっぱりパタヤはやっぱりこういう観光の大きい場所で、こういう大会も大きく盛大に。
At the start of Moto 3 Pro Ski Open, Kurahashi finished first in the last one. Now he's at the back of the pack almost. Oh no! He comes off his jet ski. Kurahashi being picked up. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to continue in this race. There he is. Although Kurahashi is out of this race. Slight injury sustained in this one. In the lead all of a sudden is Shirker from the US. 912. Nobody knows where he's come from. We're all watching for him. There he is right now in the lead. Of course, the other person we're watching for is Duliash, and he's in second place, consistently placing. It looks as though if he takes Moto 4 as well, that he may end up in the overall lead. We'll have a look at the leaderboard. And of course, there he is at the top, Duliash, clinging very closely to first place in all the races he's had so far. He's got an even score pretty much, 53 in the last moto, 48 starting off, giving him a total of 154. Shirker, on the other hand, starting off with only 33 in the first moto, yet he's improved over the next 2 motos, coming in first place in the last one and 141 points. Rashid, on the other hand, seems to be going backwards from where he started in first place on the first moto. Now he's only in 5th place on the last 2 motos. Virapung, of course, very steady throughout the races, 43 points for all 3 motos and a total of 129. Reiterer, the star that's up and coming, he started off in nowhere. Actually, he's crawled his way back up, and he's in 5th place on the leaderboard with 117 points total after the first 3 motos. Of course, the races to watch coming up in Moto 4, Duliash and Shirker up there. Shirker only 13 points behind the lead. If Duliash ends up in a place worse than 3rd, he could lose his first place position. Rashid, of course, with only 16 behind, could still do it as well.